According to Dave, to have an older flywheel because it's, you know, a little smoother. It's, you know, it's you know, I could also have this surface remachined, and you know, but anyway, it's like a brand new surface, and so it will wear your friction material down a little bit quicker because, you know, this has been nice and smooth and kind of smoothly sanded. So, but I'm not going to have it machined because you know, I've never used a machine shop. I don't even know where one is in town. I don't know how long it takes, and I'm ready for this to be done. So anyway, so now I will head out and grab the new flywheel, get that installed, and then I will throw on you know, the friction material and the pressure plate, and try to get those lined up with that clutch alignment tool, and screw them all down into place. You know, I'll have to torque them properly with the torque wrench, and then hopefully I can start putting the transmission and axles back into place. So I will pick up at some point further in the process and update you. So there you are for now. Okay, went and got all the stuff. Took several hours of driving, but here's the main thing. I now have a new flywheel. The other flywheel was glazed and just fucked up. As you can see, there's the pilot bearing that we will have to pop in there. This right here, well, the little, this little, not what is it, the little spline from the axle sets in there.
From the transmission.
Yeah, well, goes through the clutch plate and holds the little spline that holds the friction, that spins the friction plate. The very end of it fits in this pilot plate and goes into the transmission. So that spline doesn't actually go through and contact the transmission. So there's no torque can be passed through this. It's just a guider. All the torques pass through the friction material. So we'll press that into there. Then we have a new throwout bearing right here. We'll take that, replace the old throwout bearing right there, buck slam, and then we will try to put it back together. All right. Okay. Stop.
Go on.
Yep. Okay, so here we are kind of at the final steps of installing the clutch. This right here, you can see the pressure plate is in place. It's attached. The flywheel behind it has been attached. This right here is the clutch alignment tool. You slide it in, and as you can see, there's some grease that came off from the bearing that the pilot bearing we pressed in. We put in some gear grease, or just some general purpose grease in there. And so now we're going to go ahead and hammer it, tighten it down, and then we will put the transmission in. So. Hey, Satya. I always fuck the word up. Right there? Yep. Right?
Yep.
Think I should hit it one more time, or?
Go for it.
Okay. So
I'm going to turn the compressor back on though, because you're out of pressure.
So that's it for now. The compressor's really loud, so you know, we'll show you some more when we're installing the transmission. So there you see a bolt that I snapped off in when I was screwing on the pressure plate. So hippies 1, metal 0. Okay, well, here we are. So we had a couple complications. We had two bolts snap. The head snapped right off the bolts that hold the pressure plate to the flywheel, and 2 of those snapped. And we were using a torque wrench, and I read on the internet, use 19 inch-pounds. I set it for 20, and I actually read in the manual, use 32 inch-pounds. But anyway, I had it set for 20. well, actually like 18 to 20, between there, and it snapped the head right off. So we're thinking maybe the clutch got so hot that the bolts are trashed and from getting hot and just are worthless now. So we're gonna put it off a little bit and order some new ones, and replace all. I think it's five bolts, and as you can see, maybe let me see if I can show you. When you snap a bolt off, as you can see, get a good shot of there's the clutch, and let's see here, where is what I snapped off? Okay, well, I can't find it, but yeah, here we go. Let's see. So here's the bolt, and without the head, and as you can, let's see, here's the bolt without the head, and then as you can see, I've drilled a hole. That's where the head was, and it sheared off. I've drilled a hole down into the drill bit, and it goes probably about 3/8, maybe a 1/4 inch, and you drill that, and then you take this specialty bit that I don't even know how to describe it. You shove it in there, put it in reverse, and it bites into the screw, and then it screws it out. And actually, I was able to do that with 2 screws, so or 2 bolts. So there you go. The clutch, it'll be a couple more days. It depends. So we'll see how long. I'm going to try the dealership to get the bolts. If not, I'll try a fastener specialist. So that's it for now. Hello YouTube, Jason here. Just giving you an update on the clutch of my car. I'm sorry I missed making. I wanted to make a little bit more video footage of it than I did, but you get busy. You just want to get the shit done, and this thing had been taking too long as it was waiting on parts. So we just did it. But I'll try to, I'll show you what I did, and hopefully it can still be somewhat informative and help anyone who's trying to do this themselves. So with that said, let me show you what we got. So here is the 96 Honda Civic that I completely destroyed the clutch for in Elephant Butte, New Mexico, doing donuts and screwing around. So if you watched my last video, let me get a little bit more light in here. 1 second. Okay, well, that's about all the light I can manage to get. In the last video, you would probably notice that this whole area right here was, it was gone. That's where the transmission, this is a transmission to engine bolt. So is that one right there, you'll see. And this right here was removed in my last video, and you could see the pressure plate of the clutch, assembly, and then you could see that, and that was about it. This part right here was on the floor, and if you remember, I showed it to you. It had the clutch fork moving that big bearing that we call the throw-out bearing that engages the pressure plate. So anyway, that's back in place now. That really wasn't so bad. Once you have the pressure plate and your flywheel and the friction disc and then the pressure plate installed, which is not hard at all, especially if you have the nice little clutch alignment tool. It's trivial. And then like I said, your next step is putting in the transmission, and that's takes a little finessing. It's nice to have a couple of guys around to do that, because the transmission is not that heavy, but you really have to maneuver, shake it back and forth to get it to line up with the to get the splined input shaft or output shaft. I'm sorry, input shaft to drop into place. So that was kind of tough, but we got it, and and then you drop a couple bolts in, get it started, and then you can start putting back on your kind of peripheral type stuff.